always being the most vocal group sometimes, I think it'd be really good for us to feedback, if not in word, then in post-it note. And I'm a big fan of I love you so much, you're the best post-it note, but also think about the relevant things that we're talking about, the surviving of that idea into a piece. So that's really important we bear that in mind as we go around each person. The point of this critic is that it's going to be fairly quick and to the point. So I'm giving us an hour to get through everyone, so that's going to give everyone a good 6 minutes each, minimum. Next week, before we break up for Easter, because obviously we're going to have that extended period where you're going to be in your own worlds, it's really important. We're probably going to do this again, I think, because that way we'll be even closer towards it. So today is about, this is what I'm doing. Next week is about, this is what I've done as a result of. Am I all right with that? All right. Okay, so Jackie, would you like us to either listen to you talk first or for us to immediately feedback on the visuals? What would you like us to do?
Is enough visual to...
It's up to you.
Oh, well...
Tell us first.
Yeah, I will. Right, so I just worked out there's actually 11 people, so that's 3 minutes plus about a minute's feedback.
Don't worry, we'll freestyle.
Right. I don't even think I've talked to anybody about any of it so far.
Okay, everyone gather in so we can hear what's going on. Feel free to write as Jackie talks as well.
I'm just sort of been on a bit of a journey through it because I was like really looking at death and really getting slightly obsessed with death, and then to the point where I was sort of like feeling that I had to really look at it to sort of get to come to some conclusion, to the point where I was like drawing myself in a coffin on the floor, and then I was just like, okay, I went there, and it's like I didn't need to go any further. Do you know what I mean? It was like sort of like facing something, and then it was like there by the next day. I think I had a conversation with you. I was just like, actually, don't need to go down that path. I'm kind of look at life and just kind of. I was sort of looking at death as if to say that I need to face it to kind of get over some sort of anxiety. And that's what it was. But I think I'd gone so far with that I would then start to look at just looking at life for being life and sort of that celebration of life rather than thinking about the celebration of death. And also it can get a bit depressing when you're looking at death all the time as well. So I was still looking at like an altar piece and like ritual, and I've been doing a lot of stuff about Bill Viola and these sort of film sort of triptychs, and a lot of that, it's all about sort of looking at death, but I just wanted to do a triptych that's more like looking at life. And I'd started like making some little films of just like eating food and sort of like painted backgrounds, and then there's sort of like you could sort of set it up and do it as like a proper like like a Sunday dinner, sort of something like religious and stuff like that. And I thought I wanted it to be more ordinary than that, so I made a film of us just watching me and my family just like watching an adventure programme, and we were just having our tea and we were just really enjoying ourselves, just like having dinner, like not in the correct way that you're supposed to sit at the table like a family and talk and stuff, but it was just like, just to me this is just as valid as anything else. So but rather than there's all these rules and dogma how you're supposed to be the right way and do everything the right way, this was sort of just more, this is just something really normal.
So go from the ritual to the celebration of the ordinary.
Yeah.
How do you see the work developing? Is it a single painting?
I would like to, I'd like to be like a sort of kind of have an altar piece feel, but it just be of the ordinary. Okay,
so it's like a ritualistic religious painting.
Yeah. So it's like this whole non-religious side.
And you're painting it as a photograph or more expressionistically, using similar colours?
I don't know. I've got, there might be light coming this side, there might be more dramatic curtains. And
okay, so let's start off by talking about the actual painting in terms of the way in which Jackie will explore the ordinary. So what do we think in terms of that? Should it look like the photograph? Should it be more expressionistic? Who's going to start us off?
I'm going to say more expressionistic, because that's the work I like the best. Like when you did those big, quick, connected with Venus.
Yeah.
It's like where you could see the marks. It's dead easy to put it on paint.
Yeah.
And that's just
too detailed. Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. Hannah, what do you think?
Can you just write in
sorry.
The Wonder Woman style that you did?
It's not much fun.
Like, it was not fast, but like, you could see the paint strokes, but it was also enough that you had loads of detail. Yeah.
That was quite heavily constructed paint on the surface of the canvas, though, wasn't it? Quite physical. Anyone else have a differing opinion?
Maybe a combination of some light, some tan.
Okay.
Try to experiment that, see what works.
I've got a question. Do you know, like the old paintings of like rituals and celebratory things, are they done in an expressionistic style or representational?
I think there's
Like these ones, for instance. I mean, would they be done in oils?
yeah, I mean there's a very specific style to them, and as well,
Uh-huh.
once again, I suppose it's maybe getting away from it being like that, really carefully.
But wouldn't that highlight with the ordinary things done in that style?
It's an interesting point.
Possibly,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe even just the restricted colour palette which we talked about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those paintings in oil have only got 5 colours in them. And it's all about the luminosity of the subject. Any oil paint being invented for flesh. Acrylics only came along in the 60s, so everything before that was oils or pastel or whatever. But I think the key thing to remember those paintings are is they're often painted over a period of 2 years or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
So you'd have to find a quicker version of that. But you could look at John Curran's paintings, who makes a lot of pornographic work, but he also makes a lot of work of his wife eating with spoons and things, and they're very beautiful paintings from that perspective. Anyone else got an idea about the painting or the way in which it may be shown?
I think
Yeah,
for
if you-
development, you could try printmaking. Experiment with a limited colour palette. It's quicker to do, and then you can see if you like it.
Maybe it could be kind of like painted as if it's like flown, like you talk about kind of the spirituality type thing, and how like it's kind of is the current way of appreciating the current what's happened. So maybe like with the paint, it can be kind of like showing with the flow, kind of like showing with like this kind of mechanical, like kind of like as it's I don't know, like as the actual actions happen. You know, as you do like videos that go work, and like kind of you show like kind of the actual progression through this, and you want to celebrate kind of like just the ordinary and just like kind of the what you get every day, and it's kind of nice to see like this process of doing it. I even look at kind of like I was thinking like more like futurism, like kind of like
To actually show like a trace of the action, like almost
like tracing of the actions with the paint, even or like kind of like how you sketching it. I think that looks kind of like it's kind of nice how it's like you can see where the actual tracing of the hands are as well. Like maybe have a look at a couple like people like that. There was an artist I was thinking of. There was I can't think. I would have to look for his name for you, but it was Umberto or somebody, and kind of does like this. There's a piece. You might know this well, where it's like him in the Times Square. It's like the movement of the bullets going through the Times Square.
yeah, it's capture, I think, yeah. Okay, we're getting close to time. Anyone else got a salient point about the work, how it could be shown, or in terms of how Jackie might hang it?
Will it be 3? Or
That's the plan.
Have you got
are
any?
the other 3
Yeah.
images going to be?
I don't know.
So it's going to be a triptych, so it's a religious altarpiece of the ordinary. It's a tough one. Now, I think if the paintings work, they'll be enough on their own. And you won't need any
Yeah.
bells or whistles
Yeah.
or lighting or anything.
Yeah.
It'll just be about the works.
Yeah.
And also the hymn of the ordinary being something which we can all completely relate to. I like the way you say it's like having our tea, watching something. But I think what's interesting about your photograph is there's already suggestions in the photograph of very specific colour. So I think
Yeah.
colour is the key
Yeah.
from my perspective. I think you should definitely look at Stanley Spencer's paintings he did for Berkeley Chapel, and there are various kind of war scenes and stuff. But the way he paints is very, very interesting. It's like a cross between medieval and Renaissance.
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie, that was good. So next week we're going to look at the beginning of this painting, and we're going to work out how we feel about it from that. All right, post-it notes up on Jackie's wall.
All right,
With a
thank you
round of
very
applause.
Thank you, everybody.
Here comes some
Good feedback.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, great. Okay, we're overrunning a little bit already, which is always excellent. But let's go along to who's next?
Cheers, everybody.
You got the lines you showing us on screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so go Hannah.
Glad I filmed that because I'm not